Hello, everyone. I know this was a impromptu. You wasn't expecting me to pop on here live, but we have to talk about this new moon today. We have to talk about the new moon in Leo today. I have some in-depth things I want to chitty chat with you guys about. I have some just mm, general admonitions I would like to make and suggestions as we come into what is going to be a very tumultuous but very powerful August. So I'm going to let the intro play and you guys begin to settle in and we will get started. Alrighty, hopefully I can go over here and see what the heck is happening on the lives of the lives. Hopefully I'm still live over here on Instagram. Child, I cannot get this Instagram thing going for nothing. Is just like the most difficult thing going on. How is everyone today? Hello. Let me get to my comments. You guys let me know if you can hear me okay. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute. I appreciate you all hanging out with me still and being all in the things of the things and hanging with me. We're trying to get it back together, honey. We are trying to get it together. Let me delete that stream because that stream should not be there. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go pop into this stream here. All right, guys. So you know how I do. Some of you guys know how I do. Some of you guys don't. Just to let you know, those of you who do not know me, my name is Dr. Lisa Brewer. I'm a doctor of metaphysics and divinity. So I cannot write you a prescription, but I can recommend a fabulous crystal. And I can recommend a few other things. So that's what we are going to be doing today. We're going to be diving deep into the astrology. Hello, beautiful Victoria. How are you? Thanks. I love my live vids too. I really enjoy doing these probably the most of everything. Um, so I'm on X. Hello, X. Um, Hello, Facebook. I think I'm live on Instagram. I'm not sure what's going on. So hopefully I am over there on the IGs. Okay. So I want to talk about a few things. First of all, hello, Savannah. Good afternoon. Oh, what a beautiful picture. I want to talk about a few things first, okay? For those of you who may not have seen my community post, I was in a bit of a car accident yesterday. I was on my way back from one of my favorite metaphysical stores here. And there's a few here, and I found one that I particularly like, and it's downtown Greensboro, so it's real kitschy and cute, and I just kind of adore it. And I'm on my way back, and a Lyft driver, I had the complete right of way, no stop sign, no nothing. And this Lyft driver comes out, and I think was just trying to beat me. Maybe, come on, don't freeze. Was either trying to beat me through the intersection or I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. Maybe he just didn't see me. So, any Husenheimer, my driver's side hits the other. I have the pictures. I should download it. Let me download. I have to download it from here. But anyway, hit his car on the passenger side, and he had a passenger. When I tell you, I've been replaying it in my head. I guess, I mean, my back was hurting a little bit yesterday. It's still hurting a little bit today. The airbags didn't deploy because I don't speed. Like people who drive with me, like even my daughter, just is like, you drive like an old lady. I don't speed. I'm just not a real big speeder, especially not unlike when you come in downtown through a area, through a city, like you just don't. I just don't. I just don't. Like there's no real rush. What's the rush? It's a Saturday afternoon. I'm having a good time. So airbags didn't deploy, nothing like that. But when I tell you it all happened so fast, um, like all of a sudden this car just comes zooming from my left side. If it had come any faster, if I had been going, I don't know, at a different rate, I could have hit the woman that was his passenger. I could have like literally hit her because she was in the passenger side. But it felt like, and it appeared to me, like now replaying it, it was like, you know, the angels moved my because I turned a little bit, I guess to avoid because I'm seeing it. So I turned to try to avoid, and there wasn't even any time for me to hit my brake. Like it literally came out of nowhere. And but I turned and I hit the front quarter panel instead of dead on. So I just know that it was just the angels, the ancestors, like literally that moved this all. I was able to drive my vehicle home. I mean, of course, we're still gonna. He was not it, because the axle just. Anyway, so that happened yesterday, and I'm on my way home because I've been out and about at multiple different metaphysical stores, and I had bought this really wonderful new, and I haven't even taken out of. You see, it's still in the cellophane. This wonderful new Afro Goddess Tarot Arcanas. I am so excited to like unbox this and do readings, and that was my plan last night. I was like, I'm gonna go home and do some readings. Just have some fun. Let's unbox the new, what have you, but we'll do that. So it's been interesting. I tell you that whole story to say this though. We are in the middle of a Mercury retrograde at the beginnings. And I think I said something, but if I didn't, I'm going to say it now. Mercury also rules short travel, short distance travel. Okay. So Mercury retrogrades, and like more specifically, usually like car travel. So please make sure that your cars are in good working order. Please make sure you're getting your oil changes. Please be very attentive for other drivers because short term travel can go a little haywire during a Mercury retrograde. That being said, that's my little PSA. Overall, I'm all right. The back, we're just like I literally rested. Well, I went to the hospital last night to get it checked out. Nothing wrong with the spine that we can see at the moment. So it's really good. I'm happy for that. There's some muscular, and this is the first time I'm really sitting for a time period. Anyway, hello, dear Jen. Hello, sweetheart. Let me let my daughter know that we'll be heading out of here soon. I'm taking my daughter. She was in the ER with me last night. We'll leave. So I have 35 minutes, so I better get going. 6:30. Okay, we're gonna go to dinner tonight because I want to just kind of chill out. All right, here we go. Let's talk about this new moon. This new moon's really kind of interesting. I find this new moon very interesting for a number of reasons. This is a new moon in Leo. I do want to make the statement, though. I'm just looking over at my notes, guys, for those who may not know. Excuse me, how I roll. As I'm talking about this new moon, and we're going to get into a little bit, further about this, I want you guys to understand we are now in a position where the precession of the equinoxes, in other words, how much the earth has tilted over the last 2,000 years, has firmly regressed or moved. From our perspective, the fixed stars remain the fixed stars. But what's happened now is that this new moon is actually happening within the constellation of Cancer. Time period according to tropical, but modern astrology says it's in Leo, but it's really in Cancer. So while we're kind of making, I think, as a Western society, or those of us who ascribe to tropical or Western astrology, we're coming into a period where we're going to have to begin to make a transition to Vedic, or at least acknowledge that these lunations are happening a sign prior. And so there's a transitionary period where we're mentally ascribing the Leo energy to what's actually happening in Cancer. And next month it'll be the same, right? It'll be new moon in Virgo, yet it's occurring in Leo, in the constellation of Leo. There's gonna come a period where I think, as responsible astrologers, we're going to have to really just kind of reset everything. That's going to make things a little funky, but I don't see any other way beyond it, because it can make it quite difficult. Well, let me put it this way. It makes it a tad bit challenging, right? When we're talking about Leo energy, yet it's really in Cancer. So we're kind of mixing and matching. Everything is kind of coming together. Let me bring up the chart. Let me do this. Let me put this over here. Let me put this down here. And let me bring up the chart. Okay, here we go. All right, this is the chart for the new moon. Okay, if you were born in this moment in time, on the, when the new moon became the new moon, this is what your birth chart would look like. Thank you so much, Savannah. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, gang. So I'm going to be drawing on this chart, so just kind of follow along with me here. Of course, this is new moon, and by now everybody should know, but if you don't, here we go. That is when the sun and the moon are conjunct, and the moon, from the Earth's perspective, is not reflecting any energy. I mean, any light from the sun. That's how even though the moon is a luminary, it gets its light based on the reflection of the sun. So for us as human beings, what this represents to us is our emotions are a reflection of what our ego, our id, all of that is really feeling, right? Or really projecting. Our emotions that we project to the rest of the world are a reflection of what's going on internally, and typically a reflection of our ego. Which is why yesterday during this whole thing, we kept the peace. Nobody hollered. The police officers that came to assist were amazing. They were professional. They were nice. It just went very smoothly. But immediately after I was like, oh, I've been in an accident here. Moved my car, jumped out of my car first, make sure everybody's okay. Can we get your car over? Let me move my car off to the side, off to the corner. Can we get your car moved out of the intersection? I'm just really concerned about everybody's safety, because what kicked in for me wasn't anger, wasn't, I can't believe, first of all, I didn't even realize the man had a stop sign. I thought I was in the wrong. But the first instinct was not to yell and scream and hoop and holler, which I'm not going to lie to you, 25 years ago would not have been the case. It had been a whole thing happening. Okay. But it wasn't, because my inner self is full of peace. So because my inner self is full of peace, yes, Jen, I'm good. I'm fine, hon. My back is, but it'll be okay. We're gonna monitor it. I don't have any major injuries. But because of my inner peace, that's what was reflected outside of me. Why is this important for a new moon? Because the new moon is encouraging us to kind of take put the emotions or the projection in a back seat, actually examine what we're projecting, and is it still serving us? And will it serve us moving forward in whatever other energies are going on around us as far as the new moon itself? Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm making this very strong point because this new moon, so anytime we have a new moon in Leo, right? It's going to be confidence and optimism and strength and courage, enthusiasm, initiative. It's fixed fire. What have we always wanted to do? And if you know any Leos tend to be like, they like to be in the spotlight. They like to be well known. They like to be seen. Okay. And they like to be, they're out here. They're, here I am. What are you putting out on the stage? And the interesting thing, the main reason why, one of the main reasons why I'm saying that is because this is all about, I titled this, it's time to fight the good fight for you. Because while this is happening in the zodiac sign of Leo, it's happening in the constellation of Cancer. And there's some motivations that are more self-motivation of how are you going to honor who you are? There's been a lot of things that's been going on in my personal life and in my professional life that I'm like, you know what? I need to honor who I am. I need to honor, listen, okay, this is what I can do. This is what I can't do. This is how I operate. This is what I know what I've built over the last almost 4 years now, how I believe in it, how I know that it will help people. It can, if they decide that they want to, you know what I'm saying? If they really dig in and get into it, I know that I can help people achieve wonderful things and dive deep into themselves and pull it out of them, like what it really is important to you and what is your purpose in this world. But the other party has to be willing to do it, and I can't keep pulling. I also cannot keep putting myself out here in a certain light. It's time for me to say, you know what? I get that you've had things happening, but that doesn't mean that it's now my crisis, my emergency. It's time for me to stand on business and say, I'm about that business. It's time for me to fight the good fight for me, because as I fight the good fight for myself and I check to see, well, what is the projection? Because if I'm projecting out to others what I'm getting back or what I'm seeing, right? If I'm just a mirror image, then I need to change the woman in the mirror. I need to change. So shout out to Michael Jackson, right? Much love. Go listen to that song. I need to change so that my projection changes. Some people are not going to like your new projection. Okay? Some people ain't going to like it, and that's just the way it is. So they might as well just get good and gosh darn ready, because Diana, like what kept coming out for me, like the song that kept coming up for me was Diana Ross, I'm coming out. So are you coming out, or are you still hiding? Now, the other thing that's really impacting this is we have an applying conjunction that's going to come to full fruition on the 14th. So 10 days from now, Mars and Jupiter, their conjunction is going to be coming full head on. Okay? Full head on. Mercury is still in shadow, but it's in shadow retrograde, so it's about to backpedal back, and it's going to come conjunct with Venus. So we have to pay attention to, we have to listen to our bodies, listen to your heart, listen to your instincts. Because remember, Cancer is a very instinctual, right? Intuitive sign. So we have to listen to our intuition in regard to our passions. You have to listen to your intuition in regard to what am I supposed to be doing. You have to listen to your intuition and stop making excuses. I have said this multiple times, and I have probably lost subscribers because of it. We can't be doing that. We can't do the, we can't do the excuses anymore. We can't sit here and we're getting all this like vitriol and all this attack and all this, all everything, and not take accountability for how did we get to the place that we are right now? What did we do? And what do we continue to do that keeps us stuck in this loop? I don't know who I'm talking to today, but I'm talking to somebody. If I'm talking to somebody today, if I'm talking to you today, can you raise a hand, do something, hit an organ key? I don't know. Can you do something in the chat? Let me know if I'm talking to you. We cannot keep making the same excuses over and over and over and over and over again. We cannot keep allowing what has held us back up until this point in time continue to do so. How much other people's crap, I'm really trying not to cuss this on us. I mean, maybe Sunday night, but I'm really not trying to cuss right now. How much crap are we accepting and internalizing from everybody else? And what part do we have to play in that? Because I'm gonna tell you something. What I've been seeing out here in the YouTube streets, in the political streets, in the just general streets as it is that too often we keep feeding ourselves all this crap, or too often we feed into too much of the crap. And then when the mess go haywire, then when there's a problem, then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God. We make these self-fulfilling prophecies, in other words. I could sit here and say, oh, well, okay. Oh, well, maybe I haven't hit all my business goals or all my personal goals. And I could sit here and feel sorry for myself, or I could make all these excuses. I'll go with the personal goal. When I moved here almost a year ago, it'll be a year, September the 7th, since I pulled into Greensboro, North Carolina. Yes, Greensboro, not Greensboro. Anyway, when I pulled into Greensboro, you know what I said? I said, oh, this whole life. This is a new life. It's just me and the kitties. And I get to be the fabulous me, and I'm going to get out here, and I'm going to be outside, and I'm going to get a relationship, and I'm going to do all those things. I ain't done nothing as far as the relationship is concerned. But let me tell you something. I ain't been outside either looking. Not that I'm saying you need to look, but the same way I tell other people, they're not going to knock on your door. This ain't Three's Company. They're not fixing to knock on your door. You have to be outside. You have to be available. You got to be able to be found. If you're right. So I'm not going to sit here and keep on making. I'm not going to do it. I have to own me and what I have or have not done in order to achieve that goal, in order to bring that into my life. I can attract all the great energy all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Oops, stop. Ooh, I don't know why I'm freezing. But baby, let me tell you something. If I don't take my black behind out the darn door, they ain't finna knock on my door sitting around. I tell you what they're not gonna do. They're not gonna come right here and knock on that door. It's not gonna happen. Thank you, Gemini. So what are you making excuses for? And what are you prioritizing over your own desires and your own purpose? I want to welcome everybody that snuck in while I was in the other on the other screen. Oh, Savannah, you a full Leo? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen some of y'all in a minute. Hello, I am Leo Aries. Oh boy, I can imagine that one. And you're a Cancer moon. Lord have mercy. Self care absolutely should be. Self care should be a priority for everybody. Okay, you're a full on Leo. Wonderful. Hello, Betsy. How are you? You have to text me how Fumi was. Creep. That's interesting. You're in Wilmington. Oh my gosh, we got to get together. Thank you. Thank you so much, Papa Shorty. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Ain't looking. Bless your heart. Okay, but my point is this: just the same way it is in my personal, is the same way in my business, is the same way. I can't sit here and boohoo, whine, and cry if I'm also putting out that same energy. And that's not something a lot of people want to hear. That you can't boohoo, whine, and cry if you are not putting out if you're not putting out what you're getting, if you're not getting in return what you're putting out, you're not putting out the right energy, you're not going to get the right energy back. That's all I'm trying to say. It is truly a reflection. So when I see people boohooing, whining, and crying, I'm like, what are you hollering about? You created this. You created this because you're constantly in this energy. Now, that being said, I'm going to put here, hopefully this goes out everywhere. You guys, what I'm putting in the chat. What is going on? Oh, okay. Did it go? Hey, Ms. Pisces, how you doing? Okay, good. What I'm putting in the chat, it's on YouTube and Instagram, but should be in the YouTube and Facebook. And hopefully those over in X can, if you want to pop over to YouTube. But you guys, if you go to this, let me find this again. Let me get this back again. If you guys want to put it in a scroller down the bottom, if you go to this site, this website, you are going to be able to book. You're going to be able to do two things. You're going to be able to download my free course, my free web course. I've done it as a webinar before, and now I'm putting it in with a free workbook as well. You'll be able to download my free course, 5 Steps to Creating a Spiritual Business. And then you're also going to be able to book a call with me. Okay? You're going to be able to book a call with me. Add banner, and we're going to let it go. So this is I'm going to let that go on the bottom. All right, let's get back to our main program here. All right. So what Jupiter and Mars are allowing you to do, that conjunction, you have a 10-day window before the next window, but you have the next 10 days are going to be optimal because they're in Gemini. They're conjoining in Gemini. All those ideas, all those inspirations, all those things you wanted to create and that you've been wanting to do, those inspirations, all of that, you have a 10-day window. You better hop on it. You better get to it. You better do what it needs to do. Act early on your instincts to achieve your passionate desires. Otherwise, what's going to happen on August the 14th? So let me type this in here. Ooh, this is huge. August 14th, Mars, Jupiter squares Saturn in retrograde in Pisces. Now that's a lot. Ooh, don't do that. Now why you do me dirty like that? 814 Mars, Jupiter squares Saturn RX in Pisces. All right. Why does that make a difference? Why am I making even the biggest of the biggest deals about that right now? Because let me move you up. Wait. Anyway, you guys can see it. Why is that a big deal? Because but by the time August the 14th rolls around, if you haven't moved to do what you need to do, now you're going to be starting to doubt your dreams. You're going to be starting to question your intuition. You're going to be questioning your instincts. Doubt, hesitation, it's going to restrict your opportunity and it could potentially block your ambitions. You got a 10-day window. Let's get it. Let's go. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop doubting yourself. Stop questioning it. This is time to make the motion. This is time to make the motion. My self energy is working on my goals for the past 2 days. Yay. Good job. I love it. I love it. I don't know how many of you guys found me from oh my god. Okay. Found me from my good buddy Cat Not Williams. So if any of you are here from Cat Not Williams, welcome. Thank you so much. That's my good friend. I love her. Love. Well, she's my YouTube friend. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to be in IRL friends really soon. And I'm just going to drop her. She's total like true crime or whatever. Like, and I'm actually going to start that true crime. But she and trial coverage, she is so good. I'm just going to drop her channel over here for us. And if those of you who don't know her or you're into true crime, subscribe to Cat Not. I'm going to put her YouTube link right here. Okay, let's get back to it. So next 10 days, what are we doing? We are acting on our instincts. We're going to find out all that we need to. We're going to get it rolling, get it rocking. Okay. Because right now it is technically squaring. Saturn is technically squaring, but not full on. So this is the hesitation that you feel. It is already kind of squaring this right here. So if you're feeling a little hesitation, that's why I need you to act. Because what's happening over here is this energy is like, this is what you love. This is what's going to make you feel good, Virgo. This is what's going to make you healthy and fulfilled. Like it's good. It's really doing its thing. And this energy is saying, could you please do this now? Because we've been waiting. Like, don't forget, this is the opposite side of Aquarius, sign of Aquarius. So Aquarius is all about what's good for the greater good, like what's in the best interest of the greater good. And Leo is saying, how can I be the best and the biggest me so that I can be of the greatest use to the greatest good and still feel good about me? And still, now the other thing though, let me tell you something. Loyalty is the key. So I've been saying this for I don't know how long. I do not know how long I've been saying this. I'm going to say it again. If they are on some tomfoolery and effery, I'm going to need you to swerve and leave them alone. If they have been disloyal to you, swerve, leave them alone. If they've been like questioning you, making you question yourself, just wreaking havoc in your existence, leave them alone. If they've been double talking and da 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 da, you know what I'm saying? Leave them alone. But I'm gonna tell you something: the ones that are the most disloyal, if they've been disloyal, disrespectful, not honoring you, and you don't leave them alone now, I ain't got nothing to say. Don't come ask me nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear it. Because you're being disloyal to yourself. You are dishonoring yourself. Yeah, I'm full of it. I'm really feeling it today. Okay, we still have Pisces. Interestingly enough, Pisces during this new moon is still in retrograde. It's hanging right there at 29 degrees. Pisces retrogrades move so slow. I mean, Neptune and Pisces in retrograde. That Neptune retrograde always moves so slow, as well as the Pluto retrograde. So they're still sextiling each other, which I love. So this is still giving you a time to reconstruct your inner self so that you can come out and really stand on business. This is time for you to reconstruct yourself so that you are recreating your foundation. Because this Pluto's going back over into Cap again for the final time. And it's going to be back in there right around the election time, if there is an election. But we'll talk about that another time. So this is like one of these last kind of moments. And I know I'm not trying to say doom and gloomy, but this is one of the last moments to take that honest look at yourself and say, dang, I really hope that the people that need to hear this the most, I'm really sending out the bat signal. If you do not live a life of reflection, introspection, and reconstruction, you're going to be sorely lost, and you probably already are. The deepest of us, the deepest thinkers, the ones that are true oracles, the ones that are true leaders, the ones that others may call a guru or whatnot, lead a life of introspection, lead a life of self examination, lead a life of, I'm not going to build things on a foundation that is predicated upon everybody else's interpretation of what life should be or spirituality should be or whatever. I'm going to test everything. I'm not just going to take it for granted. And when you begin that rebuilding, right, this is a great rebuilding process and moment in time. When you do that, the result, if you do it honestly and you do it authentically and do it without judgment of self, the result is you come out with a peace. In the Bible, they talk about this as peace beyond all understanding. You come out with that peace. That's the peace you come out with. That's the peace that can be in the middle of adversity and be like, I was watching something recently. I think it was a short, and I doubt it was really Anthony Hopkins that said this, but anyway, they used the Anthony Hopkins AI voice, and they said he was like, the most dangerous person is the person that can honestly say it is what it is, and that's true. That's the most dangerous to most people. Why is that? Because we can look at something and just be like, okay, it is what it is. So now what are we going to do? It is what it is. I'm going to look at it in neutrality. I'm not going to assign a good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just going to look at it in the truth or the falsity of what it is. If it rings untrue, then I'm not going to stand on that because that rings untrue. It is what it is. It was what it was yesterday, right? In the middle of the afternoon or late afternoon. It was what it was. There was nothing that was going to change the fact that my car collided with another vehicle while that vehicle was skirting through the intersection. It was what it was. Okay, so now what? I can get emails from people. It is what it is. It might be hooping and hollering and it might be real important to you, but baby, let me tell you something. No, I'm not letting your crises become my emergency. It is what it is. But I can look at myself and then say, okay, well, why is it what it is? And then examine myself to make sure that what's reflecting and what I'm attracting and what I see in the mirror is what I actually truly believe and want to see and not what others think that I should see. Last but not least, we have Uranus here in Taurus. It's the only one of the major planets, the big boys and girls, that's not in retrograde right now. It will be, but it ain't right now. That's that upheaval. And it's in the final decade, coming into the strongest space, strongest energy in Taurus, which is why we are seeing so much world conflict. And we'll be talking about that a little bit later today. It is, however, it is squaring off on this Venus Mercury energy. That's a little Virgo-y, a little Leo-y. So it's making us kind of uneasy about our personal situations. And I just want everybody to understand that you are being called upon to rethink reality, and you're being called upon very strongly. This is what I was just emphasizing here, this Uranus and with Venus and Mercury. You're being called upon very strongly to rethink things and to unplug in a revolutionary way, unplug from the matrix. Do you understand? Queen of Fire Enterprises. I love that name. Might be talking to you, although someone left a bag of roses. Oh, wonderful. Bag of roses on my door the other day, so I don't know if they're not coming for me at my home. Listen, if you unlock that secret of how they could drop them bags of roses, I need you to email me immediately. Yeah, we have to show up differently. Hey, Mary, how are you? Good to see you. Hey. Okay, I don't want to. Hey, Sarisi, how are you? Hello, NPE.
I can't complain.
Oh,
Thanks for asking.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Lord have mercy. Thanks so much. Thanks, Papa Shorty. Wonderful. All right, here we go. Let's talk about a little bit about this energy while this is also in Cancer. So let me go here. We're going to remove this from down here. So this is just a couple extra things. This is bonus. This new moon is also aspecting and aligning with the constellation, the Lynx. The Lynx gives stealth and cunning, many changes, and an adventurous career. So this is what this new moon energy. So it's like, oh, what can I do, right? It's also conjuncting with the little bear. So Ursa Minor gives indifference, improvidence of spirit, and many troubles. So be careful. Be careful. So while I'm saying you got to move people out of the way, I'm not saying be indifferent to it. Just be careful. However, it is aspecting with the sun. The fixed star Kochab gives endless courage, marital gains, or martial gains, excuse me. It can be given over to rashness, violence, a rise to authority, and malicious mischief. This is, I believe, why we're seeing things so ratcheted up in the world, on the world stage. And I'm going to talk about that hopefully tonight, if we get back in time before the season finale of House of the Dragon. Y'all got to do that. Or I might just record a video. I need to talk about biblical prophecy and what we're seeing from a spiritual aspect outside of what we've typically been taught, because we're ignoring a lot of things on the world stage right now. You know, a lot of people were saying, oh, that certain other things that had happened in July were matching up with biblical prophecy, and they were completely not. And they completely missed a lot that did and that is right now. So we're going to talk about that, like Ezekiel 38 and 39. We've had those discussions before. We need to have them again, because we're seeing a lot of people get this newfound, like, oh, this is what you're going to do, so we're going to do this. Oh, you did this, so we're going to do this. Like, there's a lot of things happening, and people feeling like, you know, certain countries feeling that they're completely in the right. Everybody's feeling like they're in the right. It's just a mess, right? Let's see, what else can I say about this? I'm looking at my notes. I apologize. This is also, so this new moon also favors competitive or physical activities like sports, and it also favors business and dating. So if you've been wanting to get your tail on out there, you love House Dragon. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. I know, it's so good. Yeah, the season finale is tonight, and I love y'all, but I gotta watch it. Um, hey, Mr. Crystal. Um, so this is a good time. If you've been wanting to start business, if you've been wanting to get out here and date, if you've been wanting to do all the things that are things, then this is a great time to really, again, but take advantage of this 10-day window. Because interestingly enough, the full moon, let me stop this share. The full moon, let me go to my moon calendar, y'all. The full moon is happening, when is it? On the 19th. So very shortly, that's going to be in Aquarius. So 5 days after this Saturn conjunction with Mars and Jupiter, then we have a full moon. So normally we have a full 14-day cycle to kind of part of the 28-day cycle to make our plans and do our thing. We don't have that this time. Like, you got 10 days. Get it going. You got 10 days. Now, child, ain't that when the Democrat National Convention start? Ooh, child, there's gonna be so much going on there. Oh my God. Okay, anyway, I'm not getting ahead of myself. So when it's time for us to really, I don't want you in this phase of doubt and in unsurety and like, I don't know. When it comes time for you to release all this at the full moon and, you know, be like, yes. So I want you to get in early, follow your instincts, do what you know to do best. And let's finally go after it, guys. Be loyal to yourself. That's not narcissistic and it's not selfish. Be loyal to yourself. Oh, you've been calling in all the love and beauty to my life. I love that. And your vibe has been high. Child, tell me how it worked. What did Mr. Chris? Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. I'm so excited. That's amazing. 10 days. You're a Leo sun, Cancer moon, Aquarius rising. What are those moves? It's whatever your passions have been. It doesn't matter what your sign is. This is the energy, what your signs, your big three. This is the energy of the new moon. You got 10 days. Whatever those things are, you've been like hemming and hawing, and I'm not sure, and maybe possibly, I don't know. It's time for you to get moving on it. And I'm specifically talking about business and dating or love or what relationships. Those are the two main situations we're in right now. We're about to have 8-8 Lionsgate. So the Lionsgate is about to be open. Um, that's going to be interesting in and of itself. Lionsgate is happening with the moon in Libra. It's a waxing crescent, so that Lionsgate is going to be pretty amazing in and of itself. Kind of almost smack dab in the middle of our 10-day cycle. It's making a yod. Oh my gosh. Wow. Lions, I'm going to show this to y'all. Lionsgate 8-8 is going to be 8-8. This is what it's going to look like. 8-8, the moon is going to be opposite Pisces. I mean, Neptune and Pisces. The moon in Libra, opposing the Neptune and Pisces. So the illumination of those deep repressed dreams, aspirations, the higher self ones, the ethereal ones, that's what's going to be highlighted. This is a very strong 10 days, guys. Very strong 10 days. Very strong. We got to get it going. We got to get it going. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for being here. That's right. 10 days, 10 days. Go, 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 go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go and have a little bit of dinner with my daughter. You guys go to the Practical Lightworker, all one word.com, the Practical Lightworker, all one word.com to download my free course. It's a short video with a workbook, 5 steps to creating a spiritual business. I'm going to be having another free workshop this week. We're going to be really, I'm dropping some books this week. We're doing a lot. We're doing a lot. Okay. And I can't wait for all of you all to join me and for us to have fun together. All right. Until that time, peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you. I love you so much. Namaste. Bye.